Something I think that often gets overlooked in an art practice is the habit of consumption. I attended a gathering of artists recently, and it was so interesting to me that several people chimed in and said that they have a personal rule or goal that they will always create more than they consume. Each day, they create more than they consume. And I think that's really admirable and aspirational, but I also think it's pretty unrealistic in our consumption-based culture. Not only is it unrealistic, I think that it helps perpetuate these self-contained bubbles, these isolationist bubbles that we live in. I think it's really important to be stepping outside of your own experience and connecting with other people in different ways. Part of that is having a look at what we consume and making sure that we're diversifying what we're listening to, what we're watching, what we're reading, what we're taking in. So if you feel like you're in overconsumption culture, rather than just not consuming, reevaluate what you're looking at, what you're connecting with, and what you want to be taking in. I think that's so much more important than just eliminating it altogether. Change things up. Reach out to your community. Find out what they're consuming right now. I recently made a post where I asked people what they're listening to, and I made a whole playlist based on other people's music, and it was so amazing. I took the things people were listening to, and then I filled it out to connect to all of those threads with my own music and the things that inspire me. So I wanted to share that practice with all of you and give you just kind of this extra inspiration to infuse your consumption with intention and diversifying what you're consuming and listening to. One strategy that I use to make sure that material I'm consuming and creating doesn't become stagnant is that I form collections for each season. Now, seasons can mean all sorts of things. For me, I'm basing them on spring, summer, fall, and winter. And sometimes I miss a few. For you, these might be monthly seasons. They might be lunar cycles or sun signs. They might be non-Western calendar or holidays that you celebrate. Season can mean whatever you want it to mean. But I create playlists based on each season so that I'm listening to different music. Now, I heard someone talk a while ago about how the same time every year they find themselves wearing denim head to toe. Like every summer or every fall, they're like, oh, I'm in the Canadian tuxedo again. And I thought that was really funny because we all probably have something like that. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, once I break this pair of boots out for the year, I wear them for the next 6 months every time. Maybe for you, you find yourself listening to country music all winter or electronica all summer. Maybe you find yourself reading the same childhood author, the same favorite author from your childhood each spring, just dipping into that nostalgia and feeling that feeling again. So I like to find what am I experiencing in that season that I keep coming back to again and again, but also what's new for me? What am I experiencing in that season in my life? And how can I reflect that in what I'm consuming and what I'm listening to and engaging with? The other really cool thing about this practice of a regular seasonal collection of whatever art you're consuming or whatever media you're consuming is that it creates this really personal historical archive where you can go back and say, how was I feeling in the winter of 2019? And I can listen to that and experience those moods, emotions, and memories that I associate with that music. And a lot of times I'll take a few songs from a playlist years back and add them into my playlist this year to kind of tie together this cohesive experience for that season and how it reflects in me. Because everything is cyclical and spiralic. We come back to these experiences again and again.